Hey guys, and welcome to episode 145 of the Upper LA Podcast. My name is Scott Ellis. I'm joined here by Tim McGavick. Tyler Switolski.
Hey guys.
Boom.
And Adam Franey.
Hey guys. How's everybody?
Good. Great. Doing great.
A little tired.
Good.
Let's run down some of the topics we're going to discuss on this week's episode. As usual, we're going to talk about the last film we watched this week. You watch one this week, Ty?
Yeah, one?
Did I?
Oh, as well, we got some
one.
news topics. So this week we got a bunch of trailers. We got Mowgli. We got Christopher Robin. We got a couple others. We also got some Bond news.
We do?
Yeah.
What?
And we got some Star Wars news as well.
Yeah. Can we go back
So
a
we're
little
going to
bit?
get into that.
We'll get into it.
Can we go first with that?
No.
Okay.
James Bond died.
As well, if you do like this video, leave a like on it. Leave a comment below in the comment section. And, of course, subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. With that out of the way, Tim, what'd you watch this week?
I watched a movie.
If anything.
Please. I got nothing this week, guys.
I knew it. Classic
Kidding.
Switty.
2015, King Jack. Written and directed by Felix Thompson. Little independent movie.
No budget on this thing? Get it the fuck out of here.
It was very, very low. Starring, though, one Charlie Plummer, who was in All the Money in the World. Played the kid who got kidnapped.
Any
related to
relation to
Not
Christopher
related to
Plummer?
Chris Plummer, no.
Okay.
Also stars Corey Nichols, Christian Madsen, Danny Flaherty, and
In relation to Michael Madsen.
Yanoya. Looks like Michael Madsen a little bit, actually. Would not be surprised if they're like
Interesting.
some
When
sort
does
of
this movie come out?
2015.
No, this is
This is like a deep cut.
Anderson's.
Anderson loves this movie. Yes, this is where you heard it. Yes, from Anderson to
Shout out the Film Vault.
Film Vault.
We know you watch us.
You know
Our
us.
fans.
They don't know who we are.
A teenage outcast is forced to spend time with his out-of-town cousin. But trying to look cool and tough in front of him is hard when you're constantly bullied and chased around town.
The Tyler Switolski story.
Tyler Swalsky story. So it takes place over a couple days during like summer break. This kid, Jack, he's
King Jack.
he's found himself the target of a local bully.
Is the kid Charlie Plummer?
Kid Charlie Plummer, the cousin, someone else. The bully is
Someone else?
someone else as well. So the movie starts with
Typical.
Charlie Plummer spray painting in big black letters on like the bully's garage door. C-U-N. And then I'll let you guys finish it. And then just like pans out. It's just like
Kind
just
of
spells
windows?
it. Yeah. Massive garage door. Weird thing.
Weird.
And then kind of goes from there. So it kind of takes place over a couple days after that. And then he gets beat up. He gets chased around. And his cousin shows up. He's trying to like show him around town and be all cool and
It's like a
talking to
slice of
girls.
life.
Ooh.
It's very slice of life.
The worst thing you could have said.
What's
I
next? Subtitles?
am out.
Right?
I said, what's next? Subtitles?
Subtitles?
Yeah.
This guy's out.
It's really good though.
Black and white.
Yeah, the characters are like
Watch it.
fully like they feel like real like teenagers. They're all like probably about 15 to 17 in that range, 14
It's
to
on
17.
Netflix?
It's on Netflix now, yeah. So really just like great performances. Charlie Plummer was fantastic. Like he felt like a real. Looks like they just picked this kid off the street, but he'd been acting for a few years before this. Like just so real and natural.
Really?
Dialogue's great too. This Felix Thompson guy wrote and directed it. I don't think he's really done much else. He's done nothing since this.
Good sign.
And he did a few shorts
That's it.
before it.
Okay.
So it's probably like a passion thing that he wanted to get done.
Mm-hmm.
But
It's probably his
yeah,
experience.
it's well shot, well directed. The score is pretty solid. Like
Yeah.
it's just a really. I was surprised it was as good as it was. It's nice and short too. It's an hour and 20 minutes, so it's not like a long dragged out
It's right
like,
in my alley.
movie. Like I was never like looking
So
at my
right.
watch being like, when is this like slice of life movie done? It like went by
You'd hate
nicely.
it.
I would hate
Let
it.
me guarantee.
I would.
Nice little ending. Walled up a little bit, I will say.
Oh.
Yeah?
So I was feeling for the kid.
Your allergies acted up.
You got a little
Misty?
misty eyed there.
Sad?
Yeah.
You got sad.
I got sad.
You felt.
I was upset.
What would you
It's like seeing your dad
rate it?
cry.
I'm gonna have to hit it with a 4.
Damn.
Very good little movie.
King Jack.
Yeah, performances were just great.
Banging.
Only a
So
4?
real. Felt so
4
real.
from 4?
Ty,
I need a minute.
what do you got for us?
I'm not prepared.
Does he have something?
He's looking at Ross
My
Marquand
question.
videos.
I need a minute.
You don't get a minute.
I need a
You
minute.
get about 5 more seconds. and
Talk
we're moving on.
amongst
He's
yourselves.
You know the
Googling
title
a
of the
movie.
movie.
that
Yeah,
he's
where'd you all grow
seen.
up? Talk amongst yourselves.
Right here, local. Toronto,
Okay, I'm
Ontario,
done.
Canada.
I've lived in this seat
Um,
my whole life.
Oh God.
Did you look?
Yeah. I've seen this too.
I know, that's why. Okay.
Okay.
Piece of shit.
Here
Having
we go.
been relieved of maid of honor duties after being unceremoniously dumped by the best man via text, decides to attend the wedding anyway, only to find herself seated with 5 fellow unwanted guests at the dreaded Table 19.
Table 19. I've seen half of this movie.
Is this a movie called Table
Is
19?
This is called Table
Was
19.
this like Netflix and chill movie, or what was this?
This
What was
was...
the reason for watching this movie?
Well, let me
Anna
tell you.
Kendrick.
Let me tell you.
Is anyone
Obviously.
in it?
Anna Kendrick.
That's the only reason.
Lisa Kudrow.
Yep.
Craig Robinson.
Mhm.
Stephen Merchant.
Yep.
June Squibb.
Mhm.
Tony, how you say that last name?
Colette?
River Laurie.
Thank you.
He played Zero, I believe.
Oh, yeah, okay.
There you go. And there was a large Hispanic man named Carlos Aviles. He played Jalapeno.
Yes.
He had a
That's
massive
offensive.
penis,
I find that
apparently.
offensive.
Wyatt Russell.
There you go.
Yeah,
Oh, I love him.
yeah. He was a little cringe.
He played the husband, I believe, right?
The boyfriend.
We got a director on this
Yeah.
thing? Who directed
We do have a
it?
director on
Anyone
this,
good?
like most
Someone
movies.
direct- did
Somebody
someone direct
good?
this?
Probably not.
I doubt it. Honestly, I doubt it.
Jeffrey Blitz.
Sounds made up.
Never heard of him?
Oh, he looks Jewy.
That's
Spellbound.
offensive.
Spellbound.
Spellbound's good.
He directed a bunch of episodes of The Office.
What the fuck is Spellbound?
It's a
All right,
documentary.
cut to the chase. Table
Okay.
19.
Table 19.
Why
Was
should I watch this? Sell me on
was
this.
not terrible.
That's right.
That's all I need to say.
Not bad.
It wasn't
You're
terrible.
selling me. Not
It was-
terrible.
And that's the
it
goal
was-
when making a movie.
Yeah, it's to make it not shit.
Make sure
And
it's not shit.
I think
Incorrect.
that Jeffrey Blitz, nailed that.
Yeah, the direction was great.
It was good direction.
Performances were
Performances were great. Great score. I'm just riddling off
Okay.
like
great. Really good colors.
vacant. Great colors.
So let's now, I'm going to say that this is now, can't be lower than a 4. Continue.
Oh shit.
Because
Okay.
you said great everything.
Okay, hold on. I gotta go back.
Just so you know.
No, this was. It wasn't a great movie. Like it wasn't spectacular.
Much
It
better.
wasn't great though.
But it wasn't bad. Like I was expecting to watch this, and part of me be like, yes, you're gonna love this. It's got Anna Kendrick.
You're telling yourself this.
Yes.
Okay.
And then, but I was also thinking like, oh, it's gonna be like that thing where you watched Rock of Ages and you remembered loving it, and now all the guys like have like their voices in your head,
Good.
and now you can't watch Rock of Ages anymore.
Good.
But
was Anna
actually,
Kendrick good, or was she like shit as
Not
usual?
good.
she wasn't great. Yeah, there was
she's
a couple.
never great.
She's actually always great, except for this.
I heard, was it Up in the Air? I think.
I was going to say Oscar nominee.
Yeah.
Anna Kendrick, sadly.
But like everyone, it was kind of cool. Like it was a lot. It was a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be.
Oh.
Really?
It was. Like I expected to see this. Are you guys going to like question everything I say about this movie?
Yeah, I
Um,
might. Yes.
I expected it to be just like really like surface level, not going to be anything that you have to think too hard about.
Yeah, for sure.
But fuck you. That's worse. You agreeing with me is worse.
I'm just agreeing with you, man. What's the problem?
Yeah, that's the problem. It's never been done before.
Makes me uncomfortable.
It was it went a lot deeper than I thought, and you actually got like each character kind of had like their own story of why they were there, like the table of rejects kind of thing, and it was interesting how they all kind of connected. A lot of there's some pretty messed up things in it. One of the characters, like. I'm not going to tell you too much about it because I know you guys are all going to race out and watch it.
Yeah.
So I don't want to
to
spoil too much for you.
Don't ruin it. For me.
But I liked it. I thought it was good.
Is it recent?
Last
old?
year, I think
2017.
I believe.
Never heard of it.
It didn't come out. It wasn't in theaters long. I remember that.
You never heard of it?
No. Have you guys heard of it?
Yeah.
I've seen half of
I
it.
actually haven't.
You saw it on an airplane,
Really?
right?
No. Ashley was
No?
watching it at home one day.
Okay. What did Ashley think of it?
Did not like it.
Did not like
No.
it. Good. Good.
I don't know what you thought of it. Have you said you liked it?
Well, no.
Or did not like it?
I did like
You
it.
did like it.
I did like it. I think that
you enjoyed it quite a bit.
Foot down.
I foot down. I don't know.
Fist? Okay. And you
I
did.
think that
Perfect. So you
I think that in the
Foot
hands
down.
of a better director and like it could have been.
Better script,
In the
better
hand.
Yeah, I was
actors.
just saying, like if it had been written a little bit better,
If it was
Honestly, if
good-
someone did this better,
and
Someone do it way
you
better.
know, if they actually had, like had a director, I guess maybe it would have been better. I don't know, but it was just it was good. It's just like it seemed like this could have gotten a lot deeper to it. There's a couple twists and turns that I did not expect. Like right out of the gate, there's a big twist to it. I'm like,
Really?
oh, fuck, this changes shit. It's a big change. Probably didn't catch that part.
I think I did.
Okay, yeah. Anyways, it was So I just think that like it could have been better, but it was a good movie.
What are you hitting it with?
I'm gonna hit this with a 3. I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Adam,
Well,
Wow.
what do you got?
Wow.
allow me to.
Raise the bar.
Yeah.
Good luck.
With the blitz us?
Call it raising the bar.
With the
Why not?
Jeffrey Blitz us.
Never take your mistress on an annual guy's getaway, especially one devoted to hunting. I'll get to the movie in a minute.
Okay, these are just
I thought
these
this
are
was-
rules
is
for
this
life.
advice?
A violent lesson for 3 wealthy married men.
Oh, this is on Netflix.
Spit it out.
I
Not
know
on
it.
Netflix.
Really?
Really.
What is this?
2018's Revenge.
Oh,
Revenge.
Don't know who's in it.
How'd you
You're
see
not
this?
gonna know.
Give me a cast.
Rented it. It's on VOD.
Yeah.
Video
Honestly,
on demand,
you can rent
if you
movies?
will. Yeah, they still do.
That's a thing.
$6.99 in Canada.
Oh, I saw that. I think you can watch it on YouTube even or something.
Yeah.
You pay, right? It's not free, is it?
Yeah, I'm like,
Like
I'm
a
not
chip?
paying to see this.
Yeah. Right. Idiot.
That's so
Starring
stupid.
Matilda.
Who would do that?
Pay for a movie. Matilda Lutz.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently she's from Rings. Never seen her in anything. Kevin Janssens, not sure. Vincent Colombe, and
Nobody knows this cast. I just skipped that.
Oh.
I'm only saying
Yame
there's 4 actors.
Bushedi.
There's only 4 actors in it.
And that's it. That's
Alright.
literally the entire cast.
I'm hyped for this movie. I think it looks fucking crazy. But
What do you guys think?
I have literally never heard of it.
I didn't know what to think of it.
Well, directorial debut also by Coralie Farguet. She's a French director. This movie's pretty good. It's not amazing or anything. It
I
didn't
mean, it's
reinvent the
like
wheel.
a grindhouse thing, right?
It's good. It's like it's like Bad Batch, but actually good. Not the fake glamour of being at TIFF with the whole cast there. that Some people may have rated it with. Yeah, it's good. It's very, like the director said, she was inspired by Mad Max and Steven Spielberg's Duel. It's kind of got that vibe, the very orange, like very desert heavy, obviously. It's definitely got that grindhouse thing where you have to suspend your disbelief, like you saw in the trailer.
Yeah.
She gets
Impaled.
spiked.
Yeah.
If you can get past that and how she gets out of that situation, it's a thrill ride. It's got one of the bloodiest climaxes I've ever seen in a movie. It's absolutely insane. Like
I love it.
the gore level is insane. She almost becomes like,
Terminator.
yeah, almost superhero-esque. Like she has to cauterize a wound at one point, and so she's got an energy drink, like that's all she has, or a beer, sorry, and the beer logo is a eagle. So she like heats it up and like folds the tin open on a knife, heats it up, and brands herself
Brands
with
the
it.
eagle.
And so she's got this big eagle brand on her stomach, and she's like hunting guys down with like a hunting rifle and just like sniping guys.
That's
And
awesome.
they're like, who the fuck is this like eagle zombie woman coming after us
eagle
in the
bitch.
desert? Yeah, it was terrifying. Yeah, it was just like I say, it didn't
Pretty
reinvent the
straightforward
wheel.
movie, right? Like
Super straightforward revenge thriller. There is a like horrific rape. She gets raped, but it's more horrific to me because they don't show it. It's not like a gratuitous thing. They just like the lead up and
Let
then
your
cut to after,
Yeah.
and you don't know really what happened. And
This
yeah.
is being called the true Tomb Raider reboot. How do you feel about that?
That's perfect.
Yeah.
I never thought of that. Yeah, that's perfect.
she's like Laura Croft.
She is Laura Croft. Yeah, she's trying to she's facing the wilderness and like the survival element plus hunting guys down. And yeah, just the final chase, I guess you could call it, is worth the price of admission. It's fucked up.
It's worth $6.99.
It's worth $6.99.
Is it in French?
It's partially subtitled, but it's like 70% English with
Oh,
like
really?
a bit of French. Yeah, It's a French production. Like
I did not.
It was filmed
I did not know that at all.
I know.
Yeah, I didn't know it was French at all.
I thought it was full French when it started. I didn't know from the trailer, but it's not. But the cast and the director happen to be French,
Right.
So it's I guess when they're alone.
What desert is it in?
I don't
Is
know.
it Spain or
The
something?
obvious French
gotta be
desert.
Spain.
The French desert, dude.
Yeah.
Well, he's on a getaway, right? The lead actor is like a rich playboy or whatever, so he's taken his mistress
Oh, he's on like a
hunting trip
right.
with his buddies.
Vacation.
So yeah, the only negatives, they really push it with like the cartoony kind of grindhouseness, and like
Was there too much blood?
never can be.
Because I just read a fact that there was so much blood in this that the prop team often ran out of blood.
Really?
Yeah.
I believe it.
No, they drained them and they
Oh.
ran out of blood.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're dead and they
They,
had no more
they
bodies.
used the prop people for the
Right.
body.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right. No, that makes sense.
Yeah, just a little bit of like cheesy acting, like what you would expect with a grindhouse thing.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously it has been done a million times.
I.e.
So I can't
Grindhouse.
say it's amazing, i.e. Grindhouse.
Mhm.
But it's very, very solid. I would give it a 4 out of 5.
I gotta
very
check it out when
entertaining.
it
Check it out.
gets on
boys.
Netflix.
I'm actually intrigued.
It had a limited theater run in Toronto. But check it out.
Scott.
Well, I'm gonna jump in. I would read the IMDb plot synopsis,
But
but
spoilery?
it's extremely long,
Oh.
and this may be an indication of the movie itself. I watched a flick that I feel like you guys have all seen that I put off.
Even me?
It was just one of those movies I was like, I don't really have any interest in seeing this.
Okay. Ben-Hur?
Lucky Number 11.
Ah.
Have you guys seen this?
Yes.
I have. I loved it when I was 14.
Directed by Paul McGugan.
So
You guys might know, directed Victor Frankenstein. That's his other, and Wicker Park.
What the
Oh,
fuck is
Wicker
Victor
Park.
Frankenstein?
Back in
See Wicker Park.
yeah.
Also with
Yeah.
Josh Hartnett.
Yes.
Scientist, Coldplay, great scene.
Starring Josh Hartnett, Morgan Freeman, Ben Kingsley, Lucy Liu, Bruce Willis, and Stanley Tucci.
Big
The
guy.
Tooch Meister.
Just a
Tooch.
great early
Tooch.
2000s
Tucci gang,
cast.
Tucci gang,
Yeah.
Tucci gang.
This movie's not good.
Ah!
It's pretty bad.
So my taste wasn't up to par when I was 14?
Say,
No,
I loved
this-
this when I was like 15, 16.
Yeah.
2006.
16 years old, yeah.
I watched it last week.
Actually?
No.
I
Continue.
didn't believe you at all.
He's
No.
that dude from
It's got
Hunger
51% on Rotten Tomatoes. So
Polarizing.
I'm not wrong.
Games. 5 out of 10.
Yeah, it's like basically Josh Hartnett is this guy in the beginning where he goes to his friend's apartment.
Yeah.
And he gets it's like mistaken identity.
Mm.
People like come to collect their debt on the person that like lived there, and he gets like stuck having to like like assassinate people and stuff like that. And he's like, it's basically a mistaken identity thing, with a twist, obviously, because there's twists. But to me,
Of course.
I knew instantly from there's like this this is probably one of the reasons I didn't
The
like
cold
it.
open.
The opening,
Mm.
sort of flashback sequence. I instantly knew who the kid was. I don't know if you guys remember specifically.
I honestly don't remember.
There's a kid?
There's a kid in the
Literally,
flashback.
I'm
In the
not kidding.
flashback, I'm like, oh, that kid looks exactly like this actor. It's obviously him.
You're supposed to know that, right? That's not supposed to be a secret.
I mean, yeah, that was supposed to be a secret.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, because yeah.
because
Because something happens to the
they
kid.
show
yeah.
that something happens to the kid.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, that obviously didn't happen.
Mm.
I'm not retarded. Like, I can see the kid. And I'm like, this kid looks exactly like, it's too obvious. It's too obvious. It's like they should have had a baby instead of a kid. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
you can't, it could be anyone, you know what I mean? When
Yeah.
it's a baby.
Yeah.
But it's like, it was like a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old kid or something. And to me, that kind of ruined it. I'm like, okay, I see where this is going.
And you're just waiting for it to happen.
And I'm just
This is
like
at the
waiting for
beginning?
the twist.
Yeah, I
First
remember.
opening. Yeah. And basically, how I would characterize this movie, it just tries to be so clever, but it just came off as like just a little bit awkward, like convoluted, unnecessarily convoluted, in a way like so that it would reveal everything at the end and be like, haha, this is the twist, at the end, and the whole time you're like, I didn't.
Bro,
get
we
that.
know.
It was just like
Donnie.
confusing. It wasn't like it didn't make sense. Like it didn't have a great payoff at all, I would say.
I think it's time for a rewatch.
And there's lots of characters where I'm just like, how do you fit into
Sold.
this like what is your purpose necessarily, except to try and be this kind of like cool caricature kind of character. I mean, the one thing I did like Josh Hartnett at the beginning when he was like fish out of water. I feels like for the first like half an hour he's just like in the bath towel.
Yeah, he's in a bath towel.
And I'm like, I don't know, it played off like interesting how he's like completely fish out of water, gets stuck into situations, having to talk to these like mob bosses and stuff. He's just wearing like a bath towel, and that's it. Like it puts the character in this like super vulnerable position.
Yeah,
that I thought that was interesting. But overall, I don't know. I just wasn't into it. It's like someone watched Pulp Fiction and wanted to like. or something like that. Some crime thriller.
I was gonna say that's what I heard.
With like twists and like different timelines and stuff. And like, I
Oh,
want to do this.
say no more.
I've heard it's like Tarantino ripoff Wave.
Yeah.
Like there was that Wave, like what's that movie? Fuck, that I loved when I was also 14 with Ryan Reynolds in the hotel. They're like
Smoking Aces.
Smoking
Yeah.
Aces.
Yeah.
apparently it was like that. This.
It's very similar. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I loved those.
Yeah, very like bright colors.
Oh,
Wise talking,
Wise talking.
shoot 'em up characters.
But even just like the whole Slevin
Bruce
thing,
Willis.
because that's his like name is Slevin.
yeah.
Oh, great pun. Lucky.
Even from the beginning, I was like, okay, that's why his name is that. And at the end, it was like a twist or something. I'm like, is that the twist? Like, is that it? You're telling me this is it? Like, you showed it to me in the beginning. I'm not stupid. I don't know. It's like, I feel like, because it was
You have to be to want to.
I'm stupid.
Great filmmakers assume the audience is stupid.
that me?
and they-
It's true though.
Trick
Like
them.
it came out in 2006. Like this is like I was in what was that? Grade 9 or something?
Yeah,
Or
grade 9.
10 or something.
Mm.
And I just feel like if you're like a preteen, like adolescent, you'd be like, "Oh my god, this is so cool!" And
Check, please.
Yeah.
but
It's a 5.
Still-
now it just doesn't. It just doesn't work now. So
I believe it.
No, I can totally see that. Like, I don't even need to rewatch it to know that it's not as good as I remember it being.
Same.
I do.
Yeah.
Same with the other ones.
Fully
Smoking
aware of
Aces.
it.
Yeah.
I'd give it 2 out of 5.
Oh.
2 out of 5.
3 less.
That's not
than I
good. It's
gave
not.
it.
It's not worth
When I
watching,
was
in my
14.
opinion. Like I wouldn't recommend it.
Really?
No.
Really?
What if you're 14 though?
Yeah, I'd recommend
Think
it
about
to
it.
a little kid.
What if you were me?
Yeah. What if you had the brain of a 14-year-old?
I'd recommend it to Ty.
I'm in.
You haven't seen it?
I have seen it. I want
Yeah.
to see it again though.
Right.
Yeah. Let's move on. We've got a bunch of news topics.
So many news topics.
Newsplosion.
We got 4 different trailers. We got a couple
We don't have those yet.
things to discuss as well. Let's start off. Let's get the ball
Cut
rolling.
that out.
We got City of Lies, starring Johnny Depp.
JD?
Boris Whitaker is the story of
FW?
It's about the murders of Biggie,
Mm-hmm.
In Tupac.
Biggie Smalls, Tupac. Somehow.
Is it about the murder of Tupac as well?
Not
or is
really.
it
It
related?
seemed like more about
Okay.
Biggie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shot Biggie Small.
But more so like years afterwards,
A crime.
and why they had never found anyone responsible, and it's sort of like there's some corrupt nature of the LAPD, and there's these people investigating it and everything. So, Tyler, let's start with you. What are your thoughts on this trailer?
Me?
Are you in?
Scott, I fought to keep this trailer in the news. I am in. This looks...
Adam, what do you think?
Oh,
I think it.
thank you. I hate you. This is like the fun side of Johnny Depp. I like to see like
Look, this is the fun side.
It's weird to say
What
that.
are you
It is.
saying?
It is because like this is the thing that we never get to see him do because he always
It's not the fun side.
This is totally the fun side. Let me explain because we always
This
get
is the sad side.
Let me. Okay, so we always get to see him in these crazy, like totally out of the park
fun
roles,
side.
right? No, because it's
That's his new normal.
that's the
Right,
normal.
right, right,
That's
right,
the
right,
thing.
Him branching out.
Because whenever you hear Johnny Depp, it's always like a weird character he's doing.
Willy
or something
Wonka
bizarre.
is normal.
Yeah,
Okay.
Jack Sparrow, like all
Got
these
the
like
script,
weird.
and they're like,
Dark Shadows
Johnny,
is
you have a
normal.
chance to play a human being. Are you in?
So
He's like, this is outside my comfort zone, guys.
a
I don't know if I
human
can do
being.
this.
A
Can I
normal
talk
man?
weird in it? They're like, no, you can't talk nor weird.
Can I at least grow a mustache? Yes.
I'm
I'm
in.
pretty sure that was his Grindelwald. Like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same color. Anyways,
Gross.
course.
But like this is the fun side because we actually get to see him dramatic. We get to see like what he can.
What do you think of the
actually
trailer,
do? The trailer.
Besides JD.
Oh well, is there a trailer without JD? You know,
there
like,
is. Yeah.
I don't know.
Any movie? Does any movie? Really
Does any movie
have a
exist if
trailer?
it doesn't have JD?
Not to me.
It's this looks good. It's interesting because like I feel like I haven't seen any of these movies that have gone on about like the murder. I'm sure there are movies like that. I'm assuming you can tell me there are movies like that out there.
There's a great documentary.
Yeah.
There's I forget the name in particular, but
Mhm.
there's a good documentary I've watched about, behind.
I don't think there's any like scripted films about it.
Because I want to see
Just
that.
documentaries.
Like I'm
It is
interested
an
in that.
untapped well for an actual film
Mhm.
drama. Yeah.
So I'm excited for that because that's still one of the biggest things
Unsolved
like
mysteries.
unsolved
What
mysteries
is.
to hit, like even not even just the music world but like just in general.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy.
Too
Like
iconic.
how do you have someone like an icon like that just no solution.
So you're
So I'm definitely in.
Tim. What are your thoughts?
Johnny Depp looks amazing as well.
Johnny Depp is distracting in it, I will say.
Oh yeah.
Presence is distracting.
You are wrong.
Just by inherently
I'll
being
say.
Johnny Depp these days, you're just inherently distracting.
Just like,
The movie looks fine. I'm going to watch the documentary you guys mentioned probably instead.
I hate you.
It's a great documentary. Like,
but the documentary doesn't have Johnny Depp in it.
It's a bonus.
Oh.
yeah, I think
Not
honestly,
punch.
like I went into it. I'm like, ooh, City of Lies. That doesn't sound good. It's
It's a
about.
very bad title as well.
It's like
I'm not a huge
detective-
fan of that. Yeah.
Oh, Johnny Depp's in it. Oh,
Oh,
I'm out.
okay, okay.
I'm out.
I'm just gonna reach over here.
Honestly, it looks decent. Like it looks decent. Like I'm not.
I'll
gonna lie.
take it.
There were some good scenes where cop pulls out a gun, cuts. I'm like, ooh.
What's happening there?
And I don't know. Like I'm optimistic. Like honestly, it looks decent. Johnny Depp distracting.
Fuck
100%. Why is he in this movie? I don't know. Like what's he
Because-
bringing to this role? I don't get it.
Mystery,
Just
intrigue.
Name recognition.
If he was playing Biggie, I'd be in. Because that's normal for him, right?
Yeah.
True.
To do something.
True.
Anyways, that was offside.
Adam?
Two
Adam, what do you think?
Yeah, I'm in.
was he wearing a prosthetic?
No.
Does he just look like that now? Is he that old?
yeah,
Yeah.
it's old.
Oh, yeah.
Did anyone else think that he looked
Old? Yeah.
old?
Well,
as
I don't
fuck?
know, like, because I think they did a couple of things
It's
where they went.
rubbery.
I think they went a couple things where they did back and forth
Yeah, it does look like it takes place in the late 90s as well as like
Present day?
because
Present
it
day-ish.
looks kind of cool that they're gonna actually. It looks like they're actually showing like back when it actually happened and him investigating it.
and then it looks like Forrest Whitaker stuff takes place in the future.
Yeah.
Where he's like, why was this never solved? And Johnny Depp's like,
Okay.
no, this is what happened back then.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, looks
Yeah?
looks decent.
Okay.
Yeah. Johnny Depp's presence is very distracting,
Amazing.
jarring.
Oh,
It doesn't need to be Johnny Depp.
In anything, not.
but
That's the only reason.
no one has actually talked about his acting yet. Like, do you think he doesn't fit?
He
in
doesn't bring anything extra to it. At least from what I saw, like there wasn't anything
It doesn't
exciting
look
there.
bad.
It? Okay,
It
so
was
like,
very bland.
what would
performance,
you
what I
have
saw.
wanted to see?
It just doesn't need to be Johnny Depp.
Jason Clarke. I don't know.
Yeah, just give me some vanilla.
It's just striking. It's very like, whoa, massive like face and name.
Just give me like Joel Kinnaman or something.
Well, I just.
Wow. I don't know if I'd go.
I see I see
Joel-
an
Joel
older
Edgerton, though.
I see an
There you
older
go. Problem
detective,
solved.
kind of like an older detective, grizzled. Like I think Johnny Depp is
that.
great for this role.
It's kind of a good thing, I guess, that he's branching out and doing these things outside his wheelhouse.
Like
Yeah.
I liked like Black Mass.
Agree with that.
Black Mass. It feels like another Donnie
Didn't you
Brasco
play-
kind of feel.
Do you play like Dracula in that or White Walker or something?
No.
Black Mass. Oh.
No.
Well, yeah, I think,
What do you think, Adam?
no, it's definitely a good step in the right direction. I'd like to see him do just like some good
Like a normal person role.
normal roles. Not it doesn't have to be normal, but
Like
like,
a human. He plays a
being.
human, yeah,
Yeah.
When he does it, you guys say he stands out.
Because
Too
he doesn't
much.
do it enough.
Oh,
Let's get the ball rolling. Black Mass, step in the right direction.
he needs to do more normal
He
movies.
needs to become
Here's
like
a normal movie. No, it's too much.
he needs to become like Jake Gyllenhaal or something, where like all he does is like acclaimed indie like movies.
Yeah, I agree.
Like he needs to get down and dirty in like
It's
the
weird
indie
though,
movies.
because his presence is so big. Like, you know, he almost has this like aura to him because he is such a big star, and you're used to the makeup and the like creature characters that he's been
And
playing.
you see him as a normal, like naked in his face.
No.
Yeah,
It's
jarring.
it's jarring. Yeah.
but I think it's a step in their direction. It looks good.
Well, let's move on. We got a lot to discuss, guys.
No, we
next-
talk about Johnny Depp more. We're not finished here.
Pirates 6. What do we
Tim,
think?
maybe you can bring up this cast.
Yeah, I'm on it.
Because we got
Get on
Andy
it, Tim.
Serkis's Mowgli movie is mocap bonanza in the jungle.
Yep.
Mocap Bonanza. That's the colon.
This is the untold story, I guess,
Mowgli.
of
Mocap.
Mowgli.
Mocap
This is
bonanza.
the darkest telling
Yes.
of the legend. That's what the trailer
Well,
tells us.
According to Andy Serkis, he went right to Rudyard Kipling's source material here. Jungle
Right to the
Book.
teat.
He went
yeah.
right. He adapted the book. He didn't adapt the
Oh,
Disney
yeah.
movie.
He adapted the
He
teat.
adapted the book. So
Okay.
I can start off.
I'm
Interesting.
gonna
I can
keep saying
start
the word
off.
teat.
Honestly,
Please stop.
it looks just as good as the other Jungle Book, in my opinion. Like, what's different about it?
This
Like,
isn't a sequel.
Go ahead. You gonna give the cast here?
You want me to cast?
Sure. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Read the cast.
Kate Blanchett is Ka. Benedict Cumberbatch plays Shere Khan.
Oh.
Andy Serkis himself plays Baloo. Christian Bale is
Bagheera.
Bagheera. And Mowgli is played by Rohan Chand, who I think is probably a first-time actor. No, he's been in a few things.
Oh, he was in Jack and Jill.
Jumanji.
Ah, yeah, Jumanji. Welcome back. He played Boy at Bazaar.
Don Cucino.
So pretty good. Not a bad cast. Nice,
Yeah,
nice
I don't know.
fresh
Like,
cast.
to me, it just seems like this is like the most unnecessary movie of all time.
It's like, why did no one like immediately hit the stop button once they realized that Jon Favreau was doing it?
It really makes me sad
Yeah,
in my heart because I love Andy Serkis to death,
yeah,
and it's just like the worst timing ever.
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It feels like those
it
movies...
looks fine. It looks totally fine.
Yeah.
But
It would
I've
almost,
already seen it.
It would
So
almost
it's
be
like-
worse if they waited. If they waited like a few years and then did it, it'd be like we just had one of these a few years ago. Like it would be almost worse. I think.
well, they had to get it out before Jungle Book 2 came out.
Yeah,
And The Lion King.
Because then it would be like, well, then what's the point?
Yeah.
Right? Because honestly, like the CG looks just as fine as the other one. Like, I will say the Jungle Book trailer definitely was more hype.
Yeah.
For me.
for sure.
Maybe it was because we hadn't seen anything yet.
Mm.
So it was,
That's why.
but also they had like the bare necessities, like whistling at the end and stuff.
It was a better cut trailer for sure,
Yeah.
in my opinion at least.
Like I said, it looks just the same. The CG looks just as good. I'm just not as excited just because I've already seen this before. What's gonna make me see this? I don't know.
I'm instantly going into it thinking I'll jump in. I'm going into it instantly like comparing it to the other one.
Yeah.
Like, and that's kind of the problem. Like that's
It's tough.
so you can't go in there with like you can't go in there with like an open mind because you've already you have something to compare it to immediately.
like, oh, that was Ben Kingsley, that character.
Yeah.
And this is that character.
To me, I kind of like the cast a little better in the other movie. Like I think that like Baloo was like Bill Murray is perfect casting for that. I like
Circus can do anything, but
yeah, like I'm not saying
Bill
he's
Murray.
bad, but like Bill Murray as Baloo, like that's perfect. Like some of the
I don't want Gollum as Baloo.
exactly right.
I don't think of him as like warm and
No.
like mentory.
Have you? Well, what about Tintin, where he was like that goofy like sailor
the
captain?
twins?
The
Oh,
captain.
Psychotic in that.
But he was great.
He was good.
It's like
yeah.
that's more like
Good.
Baloo than obviously
Yeah.
Gollum.
Than Gollum.
Yeah.
He can do anything. I'll be honest.
Some of the like animals don't look as realistic as I want them to look. Like in the other one, like the wolves.
It's the faces.
I think so. The wolves were a little off, and then the big one was Ka, the snake. Did
Ka
not
looks real bad.
Yeah, did not like her at all. And like I think ScarJo,
I like Scarlett
again.
Johansson better.
ScarJo just did a better job, like with her
Kate
voice.
Blanchett, I just hear Kate Blanchett.
Yeah,
I don't hear the character.
yeah. Like
Yeah.
so, I don't know. And like this looks like they're doing it like a little different. Like again, this story looks like it's gonna be a little different from the one we just saw. Looks like they're actually gonna be focusing more on the actual manhood side of it, which they didn't do a whole lot of on the other one. It was more of him just in the jungle, whereas this is like right
people.
Yeah, and like how he
There's more
adapts
people
to
in it. There's more people.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm tentatively in.
What do you think, Adam? What's your feeling
It just feels
It's off,
so. Yeah. Well, it feels so close to the other one.
Yeah.
I'm just like, what? Like, why? Like, I love Christian Bale, and I thought he sounded awesome in that opening.
Actually, didn't even recognize him,
narration.
actually.
Yeah, he was the...
Yeah, no, I know that now, but like as soon as you said, until you said Christian Bale, I was like, oh shit, yeah, it's Christian
Yeah.
Bale. I didn't even...
He kind of changed his voice up a bit.
Oh
I
yeah,
feel like,
he did
right?
something to his voice for sure.
And Benedict Cumberbatch sounded pretty awesome, channeling Smaug.
Sorry, how do you pronounce that again?
Smaug.
Smaug?
Smaug.
Yeah.
Right.
Smaug.
Smaug.
Smog.
It just feels so unnecessary, like you said.
It's tough to shake that.
I can't get hype. And like, I think I want to say the CG looks bad. Like, did I say bad?
Some of it.
I wouldn't say bad.
Some
I
of it
wouldn't
looked
say bad.
okay.
I thought
Some
Christian
of it-
Bale looked good, and I literally
He
thought
looks
everything
great
else
as a
looked
Panther.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah.
Snake looked
Is it just
terrible.
because it's like that
Yeah.
uncanny valley of like it's different than the other one, so it
Maybe.
looks weird because it's different?
The monkeys looked bad. The wolves looked bad. I was just like, this just looks so CG. The other one had better texture, I think.
Yeah, the other one was like the other one was all CG, but it was just
That's Disney money. That's
Yeah.
not Warner, that's not Warner Bros. Money.
yeah.
There you go,
Disney.
Disney.
That's the problem.
Fuck.
Tim, what's your thoughts here?
I never thought of that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You're
It
hype?
looks no, I'm not hype at all.
Okay.
It looks
Rude.
fine,
Not good.
I guess.
Andy Serkis is a great
A couple of
man.
voice actors are good. But yeah,
See, Bill?
the faces on the animals look bizarre. Cause like from like head neck
Unfinished?
down,
It's
they
fine.
look pretty real and stuff. I'm like, oh, this looks really good.
Yeah.
And then we saw like the
agree with
close up of
that.
the wolf, and the eyes are like kind of close together and a little bit too big.
The way it
They
was
kinda-
tracking
they
was
look
like,
like Pixar
A
eyes.
little bit
Yeah.
goofy, yeah.
I'm like, it looks like
Rubber mouth. Like,
The Jungle Book
Yeah.
ones were like literally animals.
it looked
Yeah,
like
they
a
talk
filter
like
from
photorealistic
Snapchat.
animals. Yeah, it's insane.
yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what.
it's
Yeah,
odd.
a
It's-
Snapchat filter.
And
That's
if Jungle Book didn't come out, I'd probably been blown away by these effects. I'm like, holy fuck, this looks so real. But Jungle Book came out 2 years ago,
yeah.
and the effects in that
It's
movie
so
are still
recent.
like amazing. So
Yeah.
Probably hands down some of the best effects I think I've ever seen.
yeah, it's insane.
They were great.
Yeah.
Well, just the fact that they created all
The
of the
entire-
jungle and
yeah.
everything.
Yeah, and made it look incredibly realistic.
Well, I think you can say that we're hype.
So hype.
Let's move on. We got a little prison escape movie, let's say. We got
Papillon.
Papillon,
Papillon.
starring Charlie Hunnam and Rami Malek.
Mhm.
It's a remake of a movie with some people back in the day that
Sure.
I'm gonna,
Steve McQueen and Dustin Hoffman.
yes.
Really?
Whoa, really? Is the
Yeah.
original called Papillon?
Check it out.
1973 or something like that.
I want to see it.
Yeah.
Or
Apparently
Papillon
it's
for
great.
the layman.
Papillon.
Um,
Papillon.
Papillon.
I'm kidding.
It's a city.
Papillon.
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 That's Babylon. Shit.
You're thinking of Babylon, yeah.
Fuck.
Tim, what do you think of Papillon?
Looks fine. I'm
dare
just
you.
so on the fence with these.
Oh, fuck.
Charlie Hunnam should stop doing period pieces because he looks way too and sounds way too modern.
Yeah.
Like I don't buy him as a guy from like the 30s. I think this movie takes place in. It just doesn't fit. Just doesn't look like
He
a
always
guy from
has
the
the
30s.
same
it's weird.
haircut.
I think it's the haircut or something. It's like
Yeah.
his swagger too. I'm like, you don't look like you don't fit.
Like
in
you
this-
can pull that off in a Guy Ritchie movie, but you can't pull it
I
off
don't know.
here.
It just looks weird.
He was fine in
But
that series.
production design looks pretty interesting on it. Like it looks like they're actually like shot in some real places, which is nice. It could be like a kind of like a life of not Life of Zed.
Life of Pablo, Life of...
City of
Lost City of Zed.
The Lost City of Zed, where like I didn't expect it to be that good at all, and it was
Mhm.
actually kind of
I
surprising.
will say, my mom, shout out to my mom, saw this movie
Shout out
at
to
TIFF,
Scott's mom.
That's why the
I
reviews
knew
are
I've heard of
already.
it.
and
Yeah.
she liked it.
Yeah.
She thought it was really good.
All right.
Take that for what it is.
I remember that. Yeah, she was
All
like,
right.
so Charlie Hunnam.
Your mom's got good taste in movies, so
That was so
Yeah.
long ago. Last
shout out to
Yeah.
Mrs. Scott's
We
mom.
could have seen this at TIFF,
Yeah.
but we didn't.
But yeah, it looks interesting. It could be good. Rami Malek looks pretty good.
Mm.
It's just
does.
Charlie Hunnam always throws me off in period pieces.
Yeah, I'll agree.
Yeah.
It does look visually looks great.
Yeah.
I just like the look of it. But
Especially the weird like when he's in solitary.
he's
It's
kind of
like,
going crazy a little bit.
yeah.
You can see he's got some visions going on.
That's got my.
Fuck, yeah.
Rami Malek's like dressed as like a jester or something, some weird burlesque.
In
thing.
my life, we call that a Wednesday.
Yeah,
No.
I could see that.
You go-
I mean, honestly, like I think it looks pretty good. I think it could be along the lines of Lost City of Zed, like one of those like underseen movies,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but actually is decent.
Yeah.
I don't think it's gonna be amazing or anything like that, but maybe it's just because of the cast. Like if it was like Tom Hardy or something
Mhm.
in that role or something,
I'm in.
it would be like, I'm fucking in. But because it's Charlie Hunnam, it doesn't get me as hype.
To me, it's like hit and miss with him.
Yeah. He's in some duds. He's in
A lot
some
of
decent
miss.
ones though. So cautiously, I'm in. I think it's gonna be good. What do you guys think?
Well, it's funny you guys compare it to Lost City of Z, because that's exactly what I was thinking of. Is that what it is? Lost City of Z? Thank God.
Oh, is it?
Fuck. Okay. Lost City of Papillon. It reminded me immediately of that. And I also remember the feeling I had when you guys said we were reviewing it. I was like, fuck, really?
Why?
We have to, because it just didn't look good to me.
Looked boring.
It did.
What'd you say?
I would say that. In fact, I think I did.
Did you end up liking it?
I thought it was good.
Well, that's a goal when you make a movie.
Yeah, it was.
Make
And
sure
so-
that it's not shit.
I'm giving this the benefit of the doubt. It'd probably be.
Yeah.
Okay.
Adam, what do you think?
I think it looks pretty good. Don't think it
All
looks
right,
amazing.
let's.
Cool.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Charlie Hunnam's fine. I like some live extras on screen. You guys know me, and I saw quite a few in that thing where that guy was talking to them.
Yeah.
That looked cool.
Yeah.
The cool hallucinations were
Yeah.
pretty sick.
Hmm.
Rami Malek, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
He looked pretty
He
good.
looks great.
Never seen him in anything. Just 2 trailers now.
You saw him in The Master.
He was.
He plays the boyfriend of Philip Seymour Hoffman's daughter.
He was also in the
Short Term
second.
12. You guys see that?
He's in Short Term 12. Yeah.
He's also in the 4th Twilight movie.
He's also in Mr. Robot TV show. The Clean
I know
TV
that
show.
Wow. Yeah, could be good. Could be boring. I don't know.
Moving on.
So-
We got the little trailer. Christopher Robin, starring Ewan McGregor.
Got the tissues. Fam.
And sounds kind of like some voice cast people from. I don't know.
Chris O'Dowd is playing Tigger.
Okay, so
Really?
watch the original voice cast.
Guy who voices Winnie the Pooh is voicing Winnie the Pooh.
Okay.
He usually
He
voices
sound-
Tigger as well, but he's not doing Tigger. They got Chris O'Dowd doing it. Who
Why?
sounds identical to him.
That's cool.
And
why though?
That's so weird.
don't know his real name because I always forget it. But Raymond's brother
Ewan
from
McGregor.
Everybody Loves Raymond,
Brad.
Yeah,
Brad
I
Garrett.
recognize-
Brad
I
Garrett.
heard that.
voicing Eeyore.
I could recognize that.
Yeah.
Something like that.
Perfect. Literal perfection.
Tim, what do you think of Christopher Robin? You shed some tears there.
Um,
Cried on my
Yeah.
shoulder.
So when I was a kid, I
Yeah.
watched the Many Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, the cartoon movie,
Mhm.
almost every day for a
You
while.
read the books in the 40s?
I read the books in the 40s, the old
When you were a
illustrated
kid?
ones with like
And flipped it?
Yeah. No, I watched that cartoon movie all the time. Loved it. The weird like elephant thing freaked me out when he's like
Huffalumps.
the Huffalumps.
Mm,
Fucked up.
devastating.
When they they went like all like Fantasia
Went on
on
a
you.
Winnie the Pooh ride at Disney World on my honeymoon.
Mm.
Got teary-eyed in that because it's pretty much the first chapter of the book is like the ride. So you see like the Huffalumps and it's just weird. Yeah, this movie looks. I don't know. It just looks just so cute and fun. It's gonna be like. I don't know. I think it's just gonna be like so
It's
enjoyable.
like
It's gonna, like,
Paddington Bear or something.
Yeah.
It's
Literally
It's
gonna
gonna
smack
be-
you in the face with nostalgia.
Yeah, it's gonna be pure nostalgia.
Yeah.
I think it's great that they look like stuffed animals because like they were stuffed animals in Christopher Robin's
Yeah.
life. Is like he was playing with the stuffed animals in this pretend world, right?
Toy Story?
To me, it's kind of like Coco. They're like, if you forget us, like we disappear.
Yeah,
or something.
like,
it's
oh
like
God, it's
you
gonna
have
be-
to remember us.
Yeah.
It's
For me, it's like a Toy Story vibe kind of thing.
I don't want to forget you, Pooh.
And that last line from Winnie the
Shut
Pooh
up,
is just
Scott.
classic Winnie the Pooh.
Classic, yeah.
People say nothing is impossible, but I do nothing every day. I'm like,
every day.
so good. I'm in, 100% in. Scott,
Scott's having a moment.
Four
Scott's having a
adult
breakdown.
men are gonna cry.
Yeah.
This podcast.
What do you guys think?
I don't think broken. Just a little. Oh no! What did he say? I don't think cracked.
just try.
Crack?
I don't think.
I've cracked.
I don't do
cracks.
cracks.
I know cracks.
Just
Maybe
some wrinkles
just
on
some wrinkles.
All right, that's enough. Tyler,
How's
what
it?
do you think?
I am in.
Do you
It
care?
reminded me of a hallucination I had once, so I'm definitely in.
Your stuffed animals came alive once.
But they held him down.
Take her.
So yeah, I'm in. It looks really like it looks like again like just nostalgia. That's all. It's just purely nostalgia based.
I just wish they could have gone like R-rated, like Happy Time Murders with it. And
Well,
just-
do they want to get sued?
They
Is
find
that-
Rue just like in a tree, like just like dismembered.
Hanging.
just like,
Oh,
like suffocated in
decapitated.
Kanga's pouch or something.
Yeah.
Like just messed up.
Jesus. What poo? Heroin.
This could get weird.
The honey gets laced.
He's just like got a honey needle.
Tigger's just bouncing around. It's just like, no, it's okay. This can get weird. Yeah, no, this looks really good. I think Ewan McGregor looks like just great in this role. Like he just fits it perfectly for me.
Could not pick a more likable British man.
Yeah, no, you can't.
Scottish. Oh god.
Yeah, nice try.
Tim,
edit that out. Yeah, I'm in.
Adam?
a man looks beautiful. I damn near shed a tear just from the trailer alone.
Yeah.
Calm down.
Tell me to calm down. It was so nostalgia overload.
Yeah.
It just, yeah, I feel like if I had kids, I would bring them to this movie and make them watch it.
Honestly, I found it a little jarring to see them as stuffed animals. Like, it kind of freaked me out a little bit at first. It kind of took me out of it a little bit.
Yeah.
But like once we saw the second trailer, I was definitely into it more.
Yeah, I'm all in. Brad, what is it?
Garrett.
Brad Garrett, amazing.
Yeah.
Like literally perfect.
Yeah. It's like casting like Seth Rogen as Pumbaa. You know, it's just like it's like a perfect, like, it just fits. Yeah.
Is it weird that I don't really care?
Oh!
Scott, what was your childhood like?
I had a great childhood.
Did you just spend your time looking at
believe you.
blank walls?
A little bit, yeah.
You don't like Incredibles. You don't like Winnie the Pooh.
I forgot you didn't
I
like The
just don't-
Incredibles.
What era are you from?
You know, when you grow up, certain things that you get attached to when you're a little kid.
Yeah.
Winnie the Pooh just wasn't that for me.
I respect that.
It just wasn't my thing when I was a kid. And so, all these Winnie the Pooh things, like movies that have happened, I'm just like, it just doesn't really interest me. I've just never been into it.
For me, it wasn't. I didn't watch them growing up, but like they started coming out like on VHS and stuff like that when like my siblings were growing up. So like I would always put it on for them and watch it with them. So like that's kind of where I get it from.
Right.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. So that's
Oh, God.
so that's where my nostalgia comes from.
So for me, I think it looks like a decent movie. I just can't get hype in the same way that you guys might be more interested in it because you have that nostalgia for it.
Way in.
I don't really have that.
I feel bad for you.
No, actually,
So-
I respect that.
I just
I get
Can't
it.
forget about the man. That's the message of the movie. You've forgotten.
I forgot.
I don't even like honey. I used to scoop honey because I wanted to be Pooh. I was like,
I scoop honey still.
yeah?
You never
No,
liked
I
No.
honey?
A little
did
bit in my
because
tea.
of Winnie
Oh,
the
it's fucking
Pooh,
good.
and I hate it. But I did it.
Yeah.
I
Let's move on. We got some Bond news.
Yeah. How did I? I love you guys. All just went.
How'd you miss this? So
Love it.
Bond 25 confirmed with Daniel Craig returning
Yes.
and Danny Boyle directing.
Yes.
This news.
This is news.
We knew that
No,
already.
no,
No, confirmed. This is officially confirmed.
Con- Confirmation.
Didn't we discuss this already?
No.
No, it was more like I don't know what we discussed.
It's more like Boyle might
We
direct
did.
it, but he wasn't sure if he wanted to yet. But he was working on a script with someone. And
What's the actual news? That the studio announced Danny
like
Boyle
announced.
is directing
is
it.
directing it?
For sure.
Yes.
Coming
Daniel
out
Craig is back.
Christmas?
Probably Christmas.
Next year?
I think the reason that this is news this week is because
Yeah. They had a release date before Daniel Craig even signed back on. It was very weird.
I don't know what the studio was. Universal.
Yeah.
Universal picked it up for international distribution rights. I believe is what's caused this news to come up because that's what they were waiting on. They didn't have
Right.
anyone for international.
Because the rights went out.
So it's not Sony anymore.
Nope.
It's Universal. Yeah. So there's that.
Which is huge because Sony's had it for so long.
Yeah.
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 How long? Like 20?
Since Brosnan, I think.
Interesting.
Craziness.
Yeah.
Does this change our thoughts? I mean, I think we all are kind of into this.
I'm hype. Danny Boyle doing a James Bond movie. It's gonna be a great Danny Boyle movie and probably a great James Bond movie. Great James Bond movie as well. I think it's. I couldn't pick a.
Danny Boyle's kind of
I
perfect.
don't know. I wouldn't, if someone asked me like who would you want to direct a Bond movie, I would not have picked Danny Boyle.
Yeah.
But once it came up, I was like, yeah, let's see him do it. Let's see him do like a big action movie.
Yeah. Visual flair from the UK.
Yeah.
Danny Craig, Danny Boyle.
Oh, it's perfect.
Sorry, fellas. One of my favorite directors.
You're right. It's going to be
squared.
perfect.
D squared. Let's go, boys. DB, DC, even rhymes.
All right, let's move on.
I'm fucking hyped.
Ty's hype.
What do you think?
28
Ty?
days later, bud.
There's a new Bond movie coming out. I'm hyped.
Like, what are you really gonna say? Like, you're fucking.
You're not in.
You jizzed in your pants when I told you that there was Bond news. So.
Yeah.
I thought that was already confirmed. I thought that was a thing already. But
It was all very like, oh, I'd like to do it. Not sure yet. Now
More
it's
like I'd literally slit my wrist than
Sorry.
do Bond again.
yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
that was the thing, and like again, I told
money
you guys,
talks, baby.
I told you guys it was gonna happen. Like like the same thing that happened in the past. So it was funny.
Gotta try that at work.
I haven't seen a lot of Danny Boyle movies. I've only seen like a handful of them.
Dead.
Okay, this is not shouldn't be surprising to any of you.
You saw T2, right?
I did see T2.
20 days later.
Steve Jobs. Probably
Steve Jobs.
the
Steve
two
Jobs?
made you watch.
I did see
Sunshine.
No.
127 hours.
No.
Trance.
Trance. James
Other than
McAvoy?
yelled trains at me. I'm like, what?
Trains.
No.
Do you like
Train
trains?
spotting?
I do like trains.
Okay.
So then you like Danny Boyle.
What's our line?
Moving on. I don't know if I said my thoughts.
Oh.
To be honest, Tim.
Sorry.
Thanks for skipping over me.
Sorry.
I'm in.
Yeah.
So the news that we got Star Wars related this week, besides obviously Han Solo, solo movie coming out. Too easy. It's been announced that James Mangold will be directing a standalone Boba Fett film.
Who's James Mangold?
Logan director.
Thank you.
You guys think it's going to be Boba? Is it just going to call it Boba?
No, just Fett.
Just Fett.
Bob, a Star Wars story.
Oh god. You mean Bob? Bob, a Star
No,
Wars story?
B-O-B-B.
Fetty Bob.
Can it be Boba, please? Like, I just... it's like Bobo or
Be,
something.
please? Can be fat. No, it'd be Fat. Because it's
Fett?
last name.
It's either me
Like
called
Fetty?
Fett or Boba Fett or
Fetty
Bounty
what?
Hunter, a Star Wars story or something like that.
It's just going to be like Boba Fett.
It's going to be Rogue One, a Star Wars story.
Nice.
Adam, what do you think of this?
Do we know if this is going to be an origin? Or is this going to
Well, we
be...
know the origin.
They've already kind of said in the past that the standalone films will be mostly origin stories and stuff like that, of that nature.
So it's going to be Boba growing, like, past Attack of the Clones? Like, older?
Movie opens with him picking up his dad's head. And it slumps out of the helmet, and he puts the helmet on.
And then late 15
It's
years.
Probably
I-
it's
years
disgusting in there.
Someone mentioned this.
Ew. Hair and blood all in there.
Just brains and shit all in there.
Ah!
Oh, shit.
I don't know where I saw this. Someone mentioned this. Like, literally, from the original trilogy, Boba Fett, not much there, not much going on.
Literally
Looks
doesn't
cool.
speak. Does not
Looks
speak
cool,
word.
right? Super cool guy from a distance, right? Not much we know about him. The prequels, literally everything that they could have explained as his origin, it's just actually, it's his dad did all of that stuff, not him. He's just a clone, and it just kind of ruins his origin. So I'm just curious, how are they going to deal with that? How is he going to become his own person?
Well, the clone, something was different about this clone, wasn't he? Like the boy.
He wasn't rapidly aged.
Okay.
He ages.
He aged like normal.
Like a real boy.
Okay, so that might change him.
He's a real boy.
Anyway, I'm all in. I was a little bit nervous about the idea of a Boba Fett movie. And then
But
I saw
hearing director,
James Mangold, don't
who
care.
we all know who he is.
Yeah, literally.
But do you think he'll end up directing it?
Yes.
You don't think he's going to get fired?
Oh!
He's happened twice.
I mean,
So-
they have a reputation.
Yeah, I mean, literally every single one has had the director fired of these spin-offs.
I honestly think Ron Howard could direct this.
Well, it's not like they're... it's not like they're going with...
Embargo.
I just want it to be safe. It's not like they're going with indie risk. Like, this guy literally just made Logan. Masterpiece of a superhero film. So, I mean, if they made this thing rated R...
Not gonna happen.
This guy just did a rated R blockbuster, made
Gareth,
$500 million.
what's his name? Gareth Evans?
Gareth Edwards.
Gareth Edwards?
Yeah.
What did he do before?
Godzilla?
I have no idea. I just know the name.
Did a big budget.
Shit, made no money. Don't care.
Yeah.
I mean,
He didn't do
Logan
one of the
was
best
a critically
superhero
acclaimed.
movies of all time.
They re-released it.
He wasn't
in black and
nominated for
white.
best adapted or best adapted screenplay for
Right.
either.
I mean, I'm in.
I think it's perfect. Like,
I'm
literally
in.
perfect.
I'm just kind of
thumbs up. I get it.
But
If he doesn't get fired, and if they ever,
It's nervous.
I don't think they would either. But if
there's a chance.
if they did rated R, please God, I think it'd be so good.
You think they're actually gonna go R?
I think it's not impossible. I don't think. Do I think they will? No.
Do
But
they need to?
They need butts in the seats.
I think it couldn't hurt. I don't want to hear Star Wars characters being like, "Fuck yeah," like.
Do
But
they even know what that is?
yeah, is that even a word there?
Yeah.
But like the violence and gore. Can you imagine Boba Fett like no disintegration? Imagine him disintegrating motherfuckers.
That could be good.
Or
actually.
maybe they don't
It's
have
gonna
to
be like a
rated R.
roguish anti-hero, swashbuckling.
Just make Logan, but with Boba Fett, and I'm in.
So, do they get the same actor who played Jango Fett, or like what?
Just do something different.
Do you guys think they'll cast a Polynesian actor?
I hope so.
Jason Momoa is Boba Fett.
Like, what do you guys think?
The Rock.
See,
Like, are they gonna whitewash it?
Jason Momoa.
I mean,
Because
is
he's
Boba
Polynesian,
yeah,
basically.
in the prequels,
Continuity-wise.
Continuity-wise, he is
Yeah,
now.
he's
Yes,
he's Polynesian.
he wasn't originally. He was just like a white
Well,
dude.
Oh,
Fett.
really?
Yeah. He
Well,
was
I mean, you
They
never,
redubbed
you never
his
saw
voice.
his, you never saw his face.
Yeah, they
Okay.
redubbed his voice with that actor for the re-release of the movies.
Yeah.
Of course they did.
They gave him a voice.
Yes, he also has like almost no lines in the movie to begin with.
Yeah.
I would love to see the Weekly Planets version of this movie, which
What do we
is
got?
it's absolutely hilarious. I'll make this
comedy,
quick. Yeah, it's a comedy because he's so like bumbling in
Oh, yeah.
the original trilogy. Like he gets like bumped into
Oh,
bumps in, and that's how he dies. Like he's so bumbling that like
It's like Mall Cop.
there's a big disconnect between like the badass.
Paul Blart.
Yeah, it's like there's a big disconnect between like
Paul Blart Mall.
the badass Boba Fett stuff that was like in like the books and stuff, and like what was in the movie. They're like they want at one point where like he gets killed and some like bumbling dude just like takes his outfit and then he turns into like the Boba Fett that we see in the movie.
Mr.
So it'd be like
Magoo.
a Mr. Magoo style where he's just like bumbling his way through. Avengers.
Like Mr. Bean or something.
Yeah, yeah, I think that'd be hilarious.
From the director of
Um,
Logan.
But
What do you really think?
I don't particularly like Boba Fett a whole lot. Like he doesn't do anything in the original movies, and that's all we've really seen of him, canon wise now.
And that's the thing is like he's one of like the most underdeveloped characters, and yet like he's one of the most like what's the word I'm looking
Weird?
for?
Loved?
Culturally,
Because he looks cool.
Iconic.
yeah, like
Yeah,
culturally
just-
iconic characters, but like he doesn't do anything.
Doesn't do anything. So I think it's gonna be
Looks
weird to
cool.
see like
Yeah.
a prequel movie where he's like super badass and hunting people down, and then he gets like fucked up
Mm.
really easily in the original trilogy. Like it's gonna be so silly.
What if?
That's weird.
What
It's
if
gonna
the
be-
sequel could climb out of the Starlight Pit?
If it takes place
No
after,
one said
sure,
it's not.
sure.
I don't
I'd
think
be-
so.
I want old grizzled Logan Boba Fett. What if they go like that? Like, what if they literally are like, yes, make Logan.
If it's
but
between
Boba
Return of the Jedi and thing where he's hunting down Harrison
Rebels?
Ford.
Oh,
I mean, Harrison Ford obviously won't be back for it. Age up, Alden Ehrenreich. I think there's also a chance that Han Solo is going to appear in it because that actor signed on for like 3 or 4 movies, I think.
3. I mean,
I
why
think
wouldn't you?
he might. There's a chance he shows up in the Obi-Wan movie, but Han Solo.
Yeah.
Even though they didn't meet technically till later.
is Obi-Wan confirmed?
Obi-Wan's pretty much
It's like heavily rumored to
Yeah.
like go into production later this year.
Yeah.
Okay,
With this article, they also
That's the one I want to see.
yeah.
said that.
As far as Boba Fett, I mean, there's some interesting material to mine of side
Legends?
characters that you only get a glimpse of,
Like that
like
lizard dude?
Bosk,
Boss.
and like IG-88, that like droids.
Yeah.
There's potential for, like, maybe we get IG-88. It's like he has a personality instead of just standing there and just like beep, 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 beep.
Yeah, I would love if this was like a bounty hunter movie, where like they're all after the same bounty and like you follow like each of them. Like make it Boba Fett centric, but then like have these other guys that he's
Like Rat Race.
Yeah,
Good, the bad,
like
the
Rat
ugly.
Race. I love Rat Race.
Yeah.
I did.
Intergalactic Rat Race. I think it could be good, like especially with Mangold involved. Like, there's gonna be some daddy issues for sure.
Mhm.
Oh yeah,
My favorite
is-
thing in Star
He's gonna
Wars.
hate Jedi's.
been there.
You watch a Jedi slice his dad's head
Jedis.
off.
Yeah,
The worst.
we could. This is potential for a lot of cameos, I feel.
Yeah.
But I don't know. To me, it does seem a little bit like, is this necessary? But I think in the right hands, it could be decent.
Good.
Yeah.
What if they were to use this as a stepping stone to connect other movies?
If you
I think that's kind of the way they're going with Solo and this Obi-Wan thing and
Yeah, I think you have a
Boba
lot
Fett.
of
They're all in the
characters
same
crossing over.
era.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Yeah.
So there's potential for crossover.
So maybe it's not necessary for a Boba Fett movie, but maybe they want to use the Boba Fett character to open up this kind of wide range of.
That would make
elements.
sense,
Yeah.
except they confirmed Boba Fett as a movie.
Yeah.
Not that he's a side character.
No, I get that, but
Okay.
they're gonna make
after
this.
after this, you mean?
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, I
There's
think
potential.
I'm trying to think of how to say this because it's kind of.
I'm just thinking of like Leslie Nielsen
spoil-
walking
Yeah,
around.
we don't want to spoil Solo or anything.
Yeah.
But there's
Yeah.
lots of time for theories
There's
because
seeds that could have been
Yeah.
planted.
oh, for sure.
Mhm.
I mean, yeah, we'll get in. Check out our Solo
Check out our
review
review.
because there's some spoilery things where things get sort of set up, and
Yeah.
obviously Lucasfilm is planning. They're not just gonna do one and done. They're not gonna keep doing Rogue Ones.
Oh no, they're gonna milk this until
They
it's
want to
dead.
milk that shit till it's fucking dry.
Yeah.
Every last
Anything else?
drop.
That's all I got.
That'll do it for this episode 145 of the Up Real Late podcast. Tim, where can people find us?
People can find us on Twitter at UpRealLate. You can find me personally on Letterboxd at UpRealTim and on Instagram at TheCraftPundit.
You can find us on Facebook and on Instagram at Up Real Late Podcast. You can also find me on Letterboxd at Up Real Ty.
You can find me on Twitter at Franny25 and Instagram and Letterboxd at UpRealAdam.
Find myself, Scott, on Letterboxd at UpRealScott. And yeah, guys, if you enjoy this video, leave a like on it. Leave a comment below in the comment section if you want to join our discussion. And, of course, subscribe if you haven't already.
Do that.
And as always, keep it real.